The city of Los Angeles has long been synonymous with a unique blend of glamour and chaos. Nestled between the Pacific Ocean and sprawling mountain ranges, it is also a region perpetually vulnerable to wildfires. While these natural disasters wreak havoc on lives and landscapes, they also expose the dark underbelly of human behavior, a shadowy world of opportunists and criminal activity that emerges during these crises. The persistent threat of wildfires in Los Angeles. California's dry climate, coupled with seasonal Santa Ana winds, creates a perfect storm for wildfires. In recent years, climate change has exacerbated this issue, leading to longer fire seasons and more intense blazes. The economic toll is staggering, with billions of dollars lost annually to property damage, firefighting efforts, and economic disruptions. However, amidst the devastation, another crisis unfolds, one driven by human greed and opportunism. Crimes that thrive during wildfire crises. Arson remains one of the most insidious crimes linked to wildfires. In some cases, fires are deliberately set to clear land for development, insurance fraud, or other illicit gains. Investigations have revealed instances where individuals or organized groups start fires to benefit from reconstruction contracts or to manipulate land values. The complexity of these schemes often makes them difficult to detect and prosecute, particularly during the chaos of a wildfire. One high-profile case involved a real estate developer in Southern California who was found guilty of hiring arsonists to set fires in underdeveloped areas. These fires displaced residents and drove down property values, allowing the developer to acquire the land at bargain prices. Once the areas were rebuilt, the properties were sold at enormous profits. As evacuations are ordered and homes are abandoned, looters often take advantage of the chaos. From stealing valuable items to stripping copper wiring and appliances, these criminals exploit the vulnerabilities of displaced residents. In some cases, they use sophisticated methods, including fake identification and impersonation of emergency responders, to gain access to evacuated areas. A notorious case occurred during the Woolsey fire in 2018, when a group of looters posed as firefighters. They accessed affluent neighborhoods, claiming they were conducting safety checks. In reality, they were systematically looting high-value items such as jewelry, electronics, and art pieces. The perpetrators were eventually caught when a neighbor's security camera captured their actions. During wildfire crises, the generosity of the public becomes a target for scammers. Fraudulent charities and crowdfunding campaigns emerge, purporting to help victims, but instead funneling donations into the pockets of unscrupulous individuals. These scams not only exploit goodwill, but also divert resources from legitimate relief efforts. One infamous scam involved a fake charity that claimed to support victims of the Thomas Fire in 2017. The organization raised over $100,000 through online crowdfunding platforms, before investigations revealed that the funds were being diverted to personal accounts. The scheme not only left victims without much-needed aid, but also undermined trust in legitimate charities. Insurance fraud spikes during and after wildfires. Homeowners and businesses may exaggerate claims or fabricate losses to maximize payouts. Additionally, some contractors engage in price gouging or perform substandard repairs, further exploiting victims who are desperate to rebuild. In one case following the Camp Fire in 2018, a homeowner was caught filing multiple claims for the same property, inflating the value of damages each time. The fraud amounted to over $500,000 in illegitimate payouts. Meanwhile, some contractors in the same region were found charging exorbitant fees for basic repairs, leaving many residents unable to afford the work needed to rebuild their homes. Wildfires often leave behind large tracts of devastated land, creating opportunities for real estate speculation. Unscrupulous developers and investors may pressure displaced residents to sell their properties at below-market rates, only to redevelop and sell at a significant profit once the area is restored. An example of this occurred after the 2018 Woolsey fire. Residents of a Malibu neighborhood reported being approached by developers offering cash deals far below market value. These developers framed their offers as a lifeline to families struggling to recover, but the properties were later resold at quadruple the original price after reconstruction. Undocumented workers are often employed in the cleanup and rebuilding efforts following wildfires. These workers are frequently underpaid, overworked, and subjected to hazardous conditions. Fear of deportation often prevents them from reporting abuses, leaving them vulnerable to exploitation. A documented case involved a group of undocumented workers hired to clear debris after the Mendocino complex fire in 2018. Despite working long hours in dangerous conditions, they were paid significantly below minimum wage and denied basic safety equipment. Some were threatened with deportation when they attempted to advocate for better working conditions. Elderly and disabled residents are particularly vulnerable during wildfire crises. Scammers posing as evacuation coordinators, contractors, or relief workers target these groups, exploiting their isolation and limited mobility. Stories abound of victims losing life savings to fraudulent contractors or fake emergency services. In one tragic case, an elderly couple was defrauded of $50,000 by a contractor who promised to rebuild their fire-damaged home. The contractor disappeared after receiving the payment, leaving the couple without a home or funds to start over. Organized crime syndicates have increasingly become involved in wildfire-related activities. From arson-for-hire schemes to large-scale looting operations, these groups exploit the chaos of wildfires to further their criminal enterprises. Law enforcement agencies often face challenges in addressing these activities due to resource constraints and the scale of the crises. In a chilling case, an organized crime ring was linked to multiple arson incidents across California. Investigations revealed that the fires were started to distract law enforcement while the group carried out unrelated illegal activities, including drug trafficking and burglary sprees. Efforts to combat crimes during wildfires enhanced law enforcement strategies. To combat crimes during wildfire crises, law enforcement agencies have adopted various strategies, including increased patrols, deploying additional officers to evacuated areas to deter looters, surveillance technology, utilizing drones, cameras, and satellite imagery to monitor fire zones and detect suspicious activities, community engagement, encouraging residents to report suspicious activities and remain vigilant, legislative measures. California has enacted stringent laws to deter crimes during emergencies. For instance, penalties for looting and arson are significantly increased during states of emergency. However, enforcing these laws remains challenging amidst the widespread chaos of a wildfire. Public awareness campaigns, educational campaigns aim to inform residents about potential scams and how to identify legitimate relief efforts. Social media platforms play a crucial role in disseminating this information, although misinformation and fake news remain significant challenges. Stories from the front lines, the exploitation of trust. One notable case involved a group of individuals posing as firefighters to gain access to evacuated homes. Under the guise of conducting safety inspections, they systematically looted valuables from dozens of properties. The scheme was eventually uncovered when a vigilant neighbor reported suspicious activity. A tale of resilience. Amid the darkness, stories of community resilience shine through. In one neighborhood, residents banded together to form a watch group during a wildfire, deterring looters and ensuring everyone's safety. Their efforts underscore the power of collective action in the face of adversity. Addressing systemic issues. To effectively combat crimes associated with wildfires, systemic issues must be addressed. Affordable housing, ensuring displaced residents have access to affordable housing to prevent exploitation by real estate speculators. Stronger labor protections, protecting workers involved in rebuilding efforts from exploitation. Climate action, addressing the root causes of worsening wildfire seasons through sustainable environmental policies. Conclusion. The wildfire crises in Los Angeles expose not only the vulnerabilities of the natural environment, but also the darker aspects of human behavior. As these disasters become more frequent and intense, addressing the associated crimes and opportunism must become a priority. By fostering stronger community ties, enacting robust policies, and promoting awareness, society can mitigate these darker consequences and ensure that support reaches those who truly need it.